really quick, I have to mention, you know how much I enjoy seeing you at Paris Fashion Week. And you know, of course, that my background is in fashion. I used to go to the couture shows and going to haute couture is like nothing like until you've done that, you've never been to a fashion show.
Amen.
And so I was so happy to see you there. And I was so happy to see that you brought your girls along, my little lady Deja, my Ursula, and you tore the town up. And I heard you on Kelly and Ryan this morning. You said, you know, I'm from Alabama, and now I'm sitting front row. And you know, for you, what do you hope people take from your overall story? Because you've had quite a journey, and I love that you're also being so vocal about your age as well. Because you know, my mantra is it gets greater later, and you are showing that, and you are showing that you can persevere no matter what your beginnings are.
Absolutely. And for a long time, I was cagey about my age. I Forever 21 was not just a store. Literally, my age was over 21 until 3 years ago. And I started owning my age, and it's been so incredibly empowering. I think what I'd like people to get from my story is that anything is possible, that if I can do it, anyone can. I would like that to be part of it. But I also like to point out that even though I'm from a working class background, single mother who was a teacher, my mom being a teacher is an incredible privilege, that I also come from privilege, that my mother corrected my grammar, that I forced my mother to let me audition for the Alabama School of Fine Arts. And so I went to the Alabama School of Fine Arts and was at a boarding school and surrounded by white people and learned in high school how to make white people comfortable. I don't know, that shouldn't be a requisite for being successful, learning how to make white people comfortable. That shouldn't be like a lesson that Black people have to learn, but it's one I learned that has served me.
Yeah,
it has served me. And like, I want to be honest about that. And that is a privilege in a way. And it's a tricky one. And it's a complicated one, right? We shouldn't have to make white people comfortable to like enter spaces. But I've worked hard, but I also, but everybody works hard. A lot of people work hard and don't make it here. So I think that like, I think the reason I'm here is a lot of love and passion for what I do. I continue to work to get better at what I do. I'm constantly researching. I'm constantly trying to grow as an artist. I'm trying to grow in terms of the fashion. We're hosting the red carpet at E right now. I'm trying to grow in every aspect of what I do and be the very best at that. And I think that comes from our tradition as Black people in America. There's a beautiful tradition of like, back in the day, Black folks had to be exceptional to get, and I internalized that as a young person. So even in the face of all that, a lot of people still don't make it, right? So there needs to be systemic change so that more people can rise up. But in the face of all of the oppression and everything, what is the light that you have inside of you that you refuse to have dimmed? And I think right now, with the lack of anything political really getting done, right? Then what are we as people, as marginalized people, as people of color, as women, as LGBTQ, all of us just in the world, how do we not dim our light? How do we find ways to get through with love in our hearts? And I think looking at the tradition of Black folks in America is a really great, I think we really need to look at Black history right now. It's Black History Month, but I think we need to look at it all the time, because Black folks during slavery, during Jim Crow, we had a song in our hearts. We had love in our hearts for people who were oppressing us and treating us as subhuman. We need that love in our hearts right now.
Amen.
In these circumstances.